Number 1. One cannot be king if they can't even rule themselves. What is a king without his kingdom? And how can one rule anything if they're unable to rule themselves? In order to ascend to the throne, you need to master yourself. Your actions, your decision-making ability for your kingdom depends on them. Number 2. Most young kings get their heads cut off. You might not be ready to be a king yet, but you are on your way. Jump the gun and ascend to the throne too quickly, and those seeing the opportunity will take the crown for themselves. Your time will come. You need to prepare if you wish your reign to be remembered. Number 3. Come, see, conquer, move on. Life is a continuous conquest, be it internally or externally. As with everything in life, you need to show up, analyze the situation, do what must be done, and then move on to the next conquest. That's the only way to keep moving forward in life. Too many kings want kingdoms without the willingness to go into battle. Number 4. Live by the principles you wish to be followed in your lands. Walk the walk. People judge others based on their actions, not their intent. Whatever you do, you set the standard for how others should behave, at least in relation to you. Practice what you preach. A good king passes down his teaching on to the populace. A great king is remembered by the populace for the principles that ruled his own life. Number 5. Your ability to lead is your competitive advantage. There's this Alexander the Great quote that we love. Don't be afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep. Be afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion. The paradox is, the sheep lives its life being worried of the wolves but ends up being eaten by the shepherd. A lion has no shepherd, for a lion is free. Lead your team to victory. And if you don't have a team, lead yourself. Number 6. Too many kings, too few castles. Too many pharaohs, too few pyramids. It doesn't matter if you proclaim yourself as king if there's no kingdom you have built. Be careful when too many proclaim themselves as kings, for no kingdom can endure two kings. Number 7. There are no kings without armies. A king without an army is just a civilian waiting for a proper king to take his treasure. For one to be a king, you need to be able to protect what you care about. Build an army of people who care about the kingdom as much as you do, and they will follow you into battle. Number 8. Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. Most empires fall based on the decisions of their leaders. Mind your own and let everyone else run their own path in life. Play life by your own strategy. Number 9. Keep your friends within reach, but no closer. A shield only works if the enemy is on the other side. Be careful of the snakes in your garden, for they have bridged the citadel's walls. Those closest to us can hurt us the most. Trust, but don't be naive. Number 10. A queen needs a kingdom, not a king, to be a queen. You don't need someone to validate you. You just need your achievements. Sure, a power couple, king and queen, makes the ruling more bearable, and the dynasty lasts longer, but it's not a requirement for the throne. Build your kingdom, for you don't need anyone's permission to do so. Number 11. In the country of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. That who has the slightest advantage over everyone else wins the race. Find your ability to see when others are blind. What do you have eyes for that no one else around you sees? That's where your kingdom awaits. Number 12. Whoever controls the king, controls the kingdom. Being a king isn't about the status of being a king, but about control and power. That who can exercise his power freely is more successful than a caged king. You want your voice to be heard and for your voice to matter. We said it last Sunday and we'll say it again. He who can silence a king is the king. Number 13. There are only two forces in the world, the sword and the spirit, and in the long run, the sword will always be conquered by the spirit. can control others with one of two emotions: fear and the feeling you get when there is something to be gained. The sword can get you in, but unless your goals align, you'll never survive long term. Number 14. A king is a king even when he isn't wearing his crown. A king is not made by the costume he wears, but by his intangible power and the belief others have in him. Master other people's beliefs and you end up mastering reality. It's in the way you carry yourself, in the way you speak and others perceive you. If you want to be a king, better start acting like one. Number 15. Only the king knows how much the crown weighs. Status and power are an incredible burden to carry. Knowing people depend on your ability to perform. To make good decisions that have the well-being of the kingdom at heart is a heavy price to pay. Others will see the sparkle, the gold shine, robes in the castle, but none of them see what it took to get on the throne and what sacrifices you're making just to maintain your seat. Which brings us to the question, let's say you are the king. What's one thing you would teach your son who is about to inherit the throne from you? As for the true kings that always watch these until the very end, here is your bonus. Bonus: when you're a king, good advice is hard to find. When you're at the top, it's hard to get quality advice because everyone else is beneath you. If the advice was good, they would have used it to become kings themselves. Always be weary of advice received from people who do not have to live with the consequences of said advice. At the end of the day, you're the one sitting on your throne, so the final decision should always be yours. Do that enough times in life and you will build your kingdom.